All right. Let's see. Get my timer going. Mouse put away. Clock. There we go. Started yet? I'll get it set up with a glare and the reflection's not too bad, I guess. I was kind of looking at the screen. Oh, there we go. It'll reflect more straight up there. Okie dokie. Important stuff. Okay. It's been a little while. Less than a week, but it's definitely been at least a few days. I didn't put the date in for the last writing sprint that we did. I have everything written in Notepad, and I get my word counts at the end because I'll cut and paste it into either Microsoft Word or Google Docs, because I haven't figured out how to get Notepad to tell me what my word count is yet. Actually, the only reason I'm using it is it's got, I don't know, the least amount of displayed information on it. So no logins, no URLs, weird stuff like that. I'm not hugely, I don't love Notepad, but it works. Anyway, let me remember how to share my screen, and then I want to create a highlight. I'm not going to add a screen marker. We're already sharing. It says live. We're going to edit. No, not going to edit that. Customize. We're not going to do that. Share screen. All right. Pop out a dashboard. I don't need to pop out a dashboard. That's okay. Share. There's a live. There was at one point, I know last time I found out there was ways to pause it, but I don't see any of those anymore. But anyway, you get to sharing my screen. That's got to be dangerous. Share a window. Writing studio hour. Share. Pow. There we go. Okay. Now, like that, I want that out of the way. And we're doing good, I think. In theory, everything should be all set. So, 25 minutes will be on the clock. Last time I did this, I drew a complete blank right when it came time to basically start writing. It was all of a sudden I hit start on the timer and then just like, so instead of actual progress on the work in progress, I still don't have a title for it. It's just a epistolary story. I ended up getting just questions and work in the outline. I've also discovered, and I can hear my computer below, what I don't know, let me see. Can I hear? No. I shut the door this time because I can hear the fans on in the hallway, and last time the audio from that kind of carried over into this, and I know nobody wants to listen to that, but anyway, it's the idea behind what we're doing is this is just a late night writing sprint. I'm going to spend two 25-minute sprints trying to get as many words through my current work in progress as possible, just to keep moving forward on it. And we're going to do it live. And one of the things I'm doing by doing it live is keeping track of just how long it takes. So I don't know how long it's going to be. This story won't flesh out into a full novel. Um, it might hit into the novelette range. I don't think it's going to stretch far enough to be a novella, but we'll see what's going on. I was thinking instead of the introduction and having to write it sequentially in the order that the reader would experience it, I really wanted. I just need to get it going. It's outlined now. I know what the opening scene's gonna be, but I might just need to dive right into the journal entries and work from there. And um, if I haven't said yet, because this is live, everything on his this is going to be a spoiler as it's written down. So if you don't want to know what my next what my next published piece is going to be, uh, yeah, this live stream's not going to be for you. But anyway, I'm going to put 25 minutes on the clock. I'm going to probably mute the mic because it still shows that I'm making I'm making noise in the microphone. Um, I will unpause when we wrap up the sprint though. Okay, so grab your pen, get Microsoft Word going, and 25 minutes start. Here we go. Sprint away. And in case the fan is making weird noises in the background, I'm gonna mute and I'll pop back in for 25 minutes. We'll see how everybody's doing. So 24 minutes, 38 seconds. Go. Ah, come on. Oh, there we go. All right. Yeah, that's there. Okay. Well, we've got some words down. I'm not going to count the entries, and I haven't decided what will work for dates. Like midsummer story is fine, but I haven't established a calendar or what they call the months or anything like that. So what I am looking for is to open a Google Doc, go to tools, and see my word count. Okay, boom. All right. I don't know what today's entry will bring, but sprint 3 is going to give me 473 words in the actual draft. The other ones were the outline, so it's not too bad. It's entry 1. Now what I don't know, like, do I just start entry 2 up here, or do I keep going down? To figure that one out. Entry 1. There. All right, now we'll come back. Okay, so 473 words. The first diary entry, and I can't help but notice that as I write this, this feels entirely just exposition vomit. Like who writes a diary to themselves and is like, oh well, on this day in this location, I am doing this, which for some reason I need to describe in great detail. Like, this should have been like, hey, I found a shiny rock in the stream while we were messing around raising the water level so the cows could drink better. Oh, by the way, I'm like the fourth son of tons of farm kids, so I'm not going to inherit anything. So, the two oldest, I'm just helping them build their empire, and I'm going to get the short end of the stick here. So let them worry about cows, and I'll investigate this shiny rock, because I'm not going to be part of the cow empire when mom and pop kick the bucket. But it brings the question of, okay, it's entry 1, found a rock, could have had him find gold. And I thought about that, like maybe digging around he gets a little flake or something he finds. And man, I'm not really sure if this is gold or not. Instead, he found a pebble that he's pretty sure has gold in it. And I did some research, and around the gold areas there should be, or potentially the area that I did research, they'll find placer gold with deposits of quartz and black sand, which I guess in theory would suppose some level of what they call it. I don't know if it was actually magnetite, but either way, it was a magnetic black sand. So entry 2, I need to tempt him into a slightly bigger, or well, to keep his day going, I should say. Um, yeah, he's gonna at least look. I don't know. I'll find out when I'm writing it if it feels right, if he's gonna actually find more gold or what the deal is. This is just setting the stage for him to eventually take off up the river, basically run away from home, which is it's kind of silly because he's not a child, still a very young adult, but basically he's going to run off from home in search of what he's hoping for is bigger and larger gold deposits because his brothers are going to get the cow empire here on this dumpy little farm he lives on. He's going to do something else, and his answer to that something else just might be all this gold he's going to find or thinks he wants to find. So that's where we're at. Anyway, 25 minutes on the clock, and when I check this later, we'll see how the microphone works here. I'm using the default microphone in the computer, but I'm hoping it's not going to pick up the fan I can hear in the background because the fan buzzing was really just awful the first stream. I'm hoping that the fan doesn't interrupt this one, and I'm using a less sensitive microphone, so I'm hoping that you guys can even possibly hear me anyway. As far as I know, I might sound like I'm on mute, but anyway, 25 minutes on the clock. We got 473 words last sprint. We're going to set up for another sprint, and then I'm feeling tired tonight, so I think we're going to set up a second sprint. I'm going to open the office door because it feels incredibly hot in here, which normally I'd have an air conditioner running, but that doesn't. Oh, I'm mute during the sprints. Yeah, we're going to be good. I'm going to turn that bad boy on, and we'll be fine. Anyway, get your set and sprint. Now we're going to Okay, sprint number 2 done. And for what it's worth, that feels like separate entries. Let me copy. We get that into Google Doc. And that's that's gonna be weird. Now I've cut and pasted entries. Goes entry 1, entry 3, entry 2. So weirdly enough, but that is going to be sprint number 4 total equals 681 words, which will now bring me to, oh, I am so bad at math. Let's see here. Hold on. 4, 5, 1154. Oh boy. Oh boy. We will see. 473 plus 681. 1150. I should not have doubted myself so much. 1,154 words. More or less an hour. Let's see. So if anybody's in here, go ahead and drop in the chat if you were sprinting along and let me know what numbers, how many words did you add to your work in progress? Let's see, entry 1, yeah, this will, I don't know, I'll have to figure something, at least when I cut and paste it into my Google Docs. But this is going to come to, yeah, about an hour, 10 minutes by the time I'm done running my mouth. So if I just keep everything running here, that'll be 221 total. So in 2 hours, 21 minutes worth of work, I've outlined and gotten 1,100 words into the draft. And I gotta say, it feels weird doing this live, like you're under the microscope. And as I'm writing, I want to be looking things up, just like constantly. I have questions that I can't answer. It's like, if I wasn't typing this live in a sprint right now, I'd be on Google. Like, what specifically is fool's gold? How do I describe it? Is it found in the same areas that regular gold is? Like, I remember as a kid, gold panning was kind of like a big deal on the weekends, and you would find garnets, you would find black sand everywhere. There was quartz up and down the riverbed. You would find fool's golds, and occasionally, if you were lucky, there would be a couple of specks in the pan. But doing it as a kid, now 20 something years later as an adult, man, I just do not remember the geology of it. So I'm going to need to double check a lot of these things. But for a work in progress, sometimes one of the bigger struggles is getting it out, getting it on paper and having it documented there. So we're at least getting that far. What is, yeah, exit the evening report. My Garmin's trying to talk to me. So he's found what he thinks might be gold. He's dug around a little bit more. He's found things that he thinks should indicate there may be more gold. He's talked to his grandfather, some old people, And it's like, yeah, they used to find it here, but a lot of people spent a lot of time looking and not a lot of finding happened from it. So, you'd be better off with some minimum wage peasant job, and you'll be a hell of a lot richer doing that than trying to find gold in a river. Now I need just to get him to whine and complain about his backstory a little bit so that the readers can understand. This is somebody, he's got a lot of siblings. He's far down in the line of succession here. He's not going to inherit anything. It's going to go to his older brothers. He's tried a handful of things, hasn't been successful at any of them. He's got some level of education. He's sort of literate. He can write. He's keeping this journal. I should probably go back at some point and make the point that he's going to make the decision to start recording specifically for posterity. So, like, when he gets successful, we can rub it in their faces. But what I think is going to happen next is I need him to either get a hold of somebody's old gold pan, or I got to find some kind of a dish that he would realistically be in the kitchen that would function like a gold pan, so he can sneak off with the kitchen appliances and play around in the river. Maybe find something else suspicious that it might be. Maybe found more, but I don't know, just enough to kind of keep him strung along. Um, Now I need to plant the seed for him to not be able to let go of. So we shall see where this goes when we hit the next sprint. So if you've got a word count, go ahead and drop it in the chat. And if not, it's 12:40 in the morning. I'm tired. You must be tired. Let's go to sleep and see how we feel in the morning. But now we are officially we're out of triple digits. We broke 1,000 in our word count. So we will call that progress. All right. I don't know when I'll be back for the next sprint, but we'll keep going, and eventually this will be a polished, finished, whether it's a short story or a novelette or what it turns out to be. It'll be up on the website for this will be one of the free releases. So little by little, we're going to build that free fiction library off of our website, and when this is finished, this will be up there with the rest of them. So, bye.